Welcome everyone, it's 12:12, just in time to start our video here. I'm still getting myself together. So let's go ahead and take that deep breath. Sending lots of love and blessings out to you. Just rolling my stones here a little bit. And I'm going to show you the read. This is a twin flame read, so for everybody, the masculine and the feminine. Okay, this is the main read, the SIRIAN Starseed deck. And it's a little bit darker, just like outside, it's darker today. There's a little bit of darker energy today, but still a good day. Lots of love. Okay. And before we start with the read, I was watching a couple videos yesterday from The Truth Can Change Your Life. So I don't want to go into too much of the details, because if you want to watch those videos, I'd like you to go to their channel. But I was watching a video channeled by the Galactic Federation, and it was ended on a very positive note. That was the one from August 20th, 2020. And he signed off with AuroRa, which is like AuroRa. So as I always do, I went into Wiktionary to see all the definitions of the breakdown of these words. So Aho I wrote down as AHO, and when you look it up, it means mouth, glade, a forest clearing, the finish line, the chord, the breath or to breathe, stool, dog, I, your, yes, and amen. So that's Aho. But it's also very similar to AHOJ or AHOI, ahoy, like two ships greeting, which is literally what they were talking about, that we're not going to go to the 5D on a ship because we are on our ship, the Earth or Gaia. Just as they say they use the moon for their ship or other planetary areas. And ahoy, AHOJ means hello, hi, bye, or hey. You know, that's like the two ships meeting, as well as AHOI, which is general meeting between ships. And then I also looked up Ahora, AHORA, which is the singular of Aho, the same, and it means now, in the now moment at the present time. So how perfect is that? So again, it's Aho, and then they said AuroRa. So I wrote down AuroRa as two words, but it's really Aurora, AuroRa, okay? So AuroRa is Aurora. And this is so cool too, because Aurora is the Roman goddess of the dawn, and in Greek, Eos, and the sister of Luna and Sol, or the sun and the moon. And Aurora also means the east. There's also an asteroid 94 that's Aurora. So aurora is the atmospheric phenomenon created by charged particles from the sun striking the upper atmosphere, creating colored lights in the sky. So of course there's the southern lights and the northern lights, depending whether you're in the southern hemisphere or the northern hemisphere. And it means dawn, sunrise, daybreak. Okay, that's aurora. So when you break down what he said was AuroRa, so AURO and RA. Oro means gold. It means gild, or the golden age, the luster. And Ra, besides being the sun god, the Egyptian sun god, it also means a lot of definitions about falling or flopped. It has a lot of definitions, but a lot of them have to do with to go out, to leave, by extension, to be released, to publish, to be out, to come out. So it's like the rays of the sun coming out from itself, right? Because we are all God. The quick, early, close at hand, easy, handy, straight, row, line, sequence, the will, I, to look for, to search, to earn, and to make money also came up, all under Ra or Ray. It's also radium, and radium is Ra with D-I-U-M, and D-U-I-M is divine or godly, or by day, the sun. So it also comes out as long ridges covered with stones. So this has to do with icebergs. It means muzzle or snout, a moraine. So carried by or deposited by glacier. So at the base of a glacier, along the edge, or where two glaciers meet in the now moment, just like the two ships in the night, the rubble dropped at the foot of melting glaciers. So this all has to do with Ra or Ray. And radium is that sun god that's divine, right? By day, the sun. So all having to do with the golden age. Oro is golden age. Ra is a ray. It's the extension of that sun, the golden sun, the sun god. It's like the extension of ourself. We are all one. The ray is our extension, like a highway, like the Northeast extension. It's the same thing. It's just an extension of ourselves. That we are all extensions of each other. And I love that Ahora, A-H-O-R-A, was actually the now moment at the present time. That was so perfect. So this is so important what he said. So it's Aho, AuroRa. And that was after he said with love and blessings. So Aho, like apple A, and then Ho, AuroRa. So that might be a great thing for us to use. So then I was just getting that it, as you say, Aho AuroRa, at home in the golden age, with the sun extending self in the now moment. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to the read for today. This is a twin flame read for both the Divine Masculine and Feminine as a collective. And I cut the SIRIAN Starseed deck last night at 7:16 to 17, 717, for today, 11/11/2020. I finished clarifying at 7:33, which 7 is the Chariot, 33 is the Christ vibration. That's 7 of Wands, standing up for yourself. And the major arcana here were the Tower, Abundance, which is like the Empress, the Shadow. Shadow is like the devil. And then before the read, we had Ascension, which is the world. And after the read was Guidance, or the Hierophant. There were 2 cups, 2 wands, 1 pentacle, and 2 swords. So very evenly distributed. And the only core card in the read, in the main cards of the SIRIAN Starseed deck, was the Knight of Cups. Before the read, the King of Cups came up, as well as the Knight of Pentacles. And we had the most significant number in the read today was double 6s, which is the Queen of Pentacles. Also, we had double 1s and double 2s, which is 11 of Justice and 22 of the Fool, with the open heart, taking a leap of faith. And we had 22-12, which again is the Fool and the Hangman of 12. The 12 of the Hangman again, the 56 of the Two of Swords, the 9 of the Hermit, 26 of the Page of Wands, 69 of the Ace of Pentacles, 20 in a lesser sense, the 24 of the Queen of Wands, the 45 of the Five of Cups, the 68 of the Page of Pentacles, and the 89, which is the expansion energy, not being of 98 degrees, the human body temperature, and it's 1221 right now, but expanding outside yourself, either too hot or too cold, in order to expand and then come back to center again. The code line was all about manifestation today, and the numbers added up to 76, which can reference the birth of our country in the United States. And that came from 6, 9, and 61. 61 being that liar, cheater, thief card, but it's really a card of inherent risk, taking a risk to expand. 6 of the Lovers, 9 of the collective consciousness, the Hermit, the compassion. And then the code line being all about manifestation. The challenge card here is the Wounded Warrior, but in surrender, the 9 of Wands in surrender reversed. And the block here for the twins is the Ace of Swords, also reversed, right? Not the truth or the separation, right? And a split or divide, feeling divided. The code line, the mother also is coming up, but Ma also means the father, and it also means to love. So it's that energy and the television, right? The telepathic vision after death and after birth. So in the rebirthing process of the lovers aiding the wounded warrior to the lover's truth of Excalibur. And the egg was coming up again. That's been coming up the last 3 days. And the new moon also. Now we have a lunar eclipse at the next full moon around the 29th or 30th. I think it's the 29th. And the 29th is Advent as well, the second coming of Christ. And that leads into Christmas, which we know about 12/21 already with the solar flash coming. So this is all bringing that together, the rebirthing process of Advent here, and the egg, right? Because we start from the egg, which is the feminine energy, and VE actually came up, VE, which means egg or widower. It means pain, contraction, anything to do with the birth process, the longing of labor, the birth pang, the water, alas, oh dear, the woe. The V of the vagina, the actual creation, the worm, which is so weird, worm came up because then it came up in something else that came up as I was doing the read. So worm, holy place, place of offering, now misery, and then cicada and tick also come up. So cicada, tick, and worms as bugs came up, and then a small bottle or jar, which you can put bugs into like a firefly, and then to flirt, and then the word ved, which means wood. So that was all coming up. And also Mat Vada came up, and so what came up under that was King of the Mat by Vada, which has to do with WWE and the SmackDown and a song they recorded for that. And then also Matvad came up, M-A-T-V-A-D, which is the pin code in India for that location, which is 396439. And 39 is the Knight of Cups, 2 knights on either side of 64, which is the end of pain and suffering. That's in the district of Navsari in India, Gujarat. And so going back to the code line, it's coming up as Mother, Father, Love TV, which is something like what I'm doing, right? Rise and be loved. The Mother, Father, Christa Sophia, the Source, Prime Creator, Love Energy. Mother, Father, Love TV, which is our psychic connection, and the rebirth in this to see X, perhaps, aid wounded warrior, lover, with the whole truth in a death or birth or rebirth process in a holy place or place of offering, perhaps flirting or longing. The egg, remember that with the whole truth, the blind man and orphan also comes up. The 2 of swords in the gilded tarot has been coming up a lot, and that's really about being blinded by the light. But flirting, longing, the egg again here. So the emotional breakthrough, the alas, the oh dear, the cicadas and ticks and worms, oh my, of creation, the making of, the cracking open, the surrendering to the whole truth, the Excalibur, which can have to do with the caliber of the X or even a gun in the X, and Jesse got a gun, it actually came up within the last day or two as well. The wounded warrior and 2 lovers and or DTs. So some may be going through DTs of alcohol withdrawal, but also that's Trump, DT, and seeing creepy crawlers or in a small bottle or jar. So that was so weird because after I wrote this down, my son had seen a license plate yesterday that he told me, and he was getting good to go from it, which we didn't think anything of it at the time, but now I was being guided to write it down again to decipher what that meant, because DT came up and there was DT in this license plate. It was GUDTGO, and there's a confirmation there. GUDTGO, good to go. But since DT, so Donald Trump came up in there, I was going in to see what other messages were there for me. So one thing that came up from GU was Galactic Union, with DT in the middle and then Global Observer on the other side. But Gu was also coming up, excuse me, as clearing. I do clearings with Chris Macklin, which you might want to try him out. He's an amazing Melchizedek healer, and he talks about etheric goo all the time, which he uses to heal. So that's one thing that was coming up there. But something else that came up with goo, which really kind of gave me the creepy crawlers, was that goo is a poison used in black magic practices such as manipulating sexual partners, creating malignant disease, and causing death. According to Chinese folklore, and this was all around China and the different dynasties, a goo spirit could transform into various animals, typically a worm, caterpillar, snake, frog, dog, or pig. And you notice a worm came up here, and it just came up in one of the definitions from my code line, and they're totally separate from each other. Sealing several venomous creatures in a closed container, which also came up in the definition from my code line. For example, it doesn't have to be a specific venomous creature, but the example was a centipede, a snake, and a scorpion put in a jar together, devour each other, and then concentrate the toxin into a single survivor whose body would be fed on by larvae until consumed. The last surviving larva held the complex poison to cause disease and or death. So there was a couple symbols there from goo as well. You can look it up in Wiktionary or anywhere else. But goo from the Shang dynasty, and then the Tang dynasty called it gold silkworm or jinkan, or caterpillar. Especially Mao women, or MIAO women, were feared for their mastery of this process to inflict death from a distance with excruciating slowness, which can just represent the excruciating death or birthing process we've been going through the past few years. Also, sorcery, seduction, temptation, confusion, and misleading, affair, and assignment comes up under that energy of goo. And miasma also comes up, the miasma theory, and then ma comes up here, right? A disease caused by pollution or poisonous vapor from rotting organic matter, it was thought to be. So that doesn't hold true in our current society because they've identified the poisons that were, causing our illnesses. But this was just an identification of what was causing people's illnesses and deaths in China back then. Also, GU comes up in the military as Galactic Union, Grading Unit, or Guard Unit, or University. And then GO in the military comes up as General Officer Order, Global Observer, Government Officer Organization, Grand Officer, Ground Operations, and Guard of Geostationary as well. So it was just so weird that the goo definitions were in line with the acronyms that came up in my code line today, like the worm and the jar that you put the bugs in. Yes, that was kind of creepy. So there may be somebody using that kind of energy, but it is not to be in fear, especially for the twins and the starseeds. With your high vibration, you're already protected. They can't touch you, so don't go into fear about that stuff. But they may want you to be aware of the definitions of these things so you understand that when it comes up. But again, Galactic Union came up in association with Trump Global Observer. So, and this is not, this is just the information that I was getting from the code line and stuff. So again, the code line is all about manifestation. And again, the challenge is being the surrender and the divide. Because remember, it's always we're all one for all and all for one. We are each other's parts. So if you are cruel or with intention against something, you're going against yourself. So it's always important to come back to center and remember that if you want to be in that 5D consciousness, which is of unconditional love. It's not that you have to be with everyone. Obviously, if someone triggers you, you don't want to be in their energy, but you still send love. You still send forgiveness. So, and that has to do with everything, because even the dark energies that we see as negative are there to help us grow as well in forgiveness and love. So at 8:45 last night, I started processing this read, and it started with the Two of Cups upright, which is the connection, that strong bond of soulmates. Beneath it was the King of Cups. So here's the underlying energy with the clarification cards on top. So 4 cards down, we started with the King of Cups upright, the Two of Pentacles upright, Ascension, which is like the World reversed, and then the Knight of Pentacles reversed. So soulmates after the King of Cups, juggling, performing, or covering something up, but he's upright in unconditional love, not ascending. The Knight of Pentacles reversed, perhaps stubborn bull on strike, or refusing to move or work, or just being still. Or the King of Cups is working quickly to end a cycle, to stop and be still, with the Two of Cups soulmate. Sharing, settling out, and walking away from dissatisfaction, arrogance, unhappiness with self. Drained, sick, crazy kids, or Leo reversed, out of control, or in ego death, working to align, get their ducks in a row, to receive the Knight of Wands, who's upright. Or perhaps that's a workout, or perhaps feeling burned in a settlement, working to be able to walk away, but the Knight of Wands standing over them, never happy with their performance perhaps, or feeling pressured by something, or never good enough, right? Someone who's always standing over you, that your work is never good enough. Leo reversed, Sagittarius upright, and Pisces reversed here. Could be unhappy children, working to make family happy, but never are. So anyway, someone feeling no matter what they do, it's never good enough. So they feel unworthy, and it makes them feel bad about themselves. And that's the kind of energy you don't need to be around. So someone may be just so done with that cycle, or person, or family, whatever it is, feeling a failure, or under the radar, hanging out, or hung out to dry, post-war dissatisfaction, and never satisfied. And that could be you as well, never satisfied with yourself or others. All blood going to your head, or on an ego trip, now dealing with PTSD and or apologies that are needed. Lucky charms not working anymore, and the curtain was taken away from the wizard, so no longer can hide things. The Emperor reversed and the Empress reversed, which came up together reversed yesterday as well, stuck in their heads without peace. Because remember, in the cards, the Emperor and the Empress represent control, and no one has full control except for Source or Creator. So this is about taking down the controllers. The Emperor and the Empress reversed, stuck in their heads without peace, about coming clean, getting clean, or cleaning up the act or space, perhaps in a marriage, an establishment, a religion, and or tradition or societal norms. The Hierophant, right? The patriarchy, or Taurus, or no longer allowed in at a boys' club or church, or both parents admitted to a home for care. There's no more sneaking around there, or in care of a Taurus who's in charge, adhering where they must adhere to strict rules, or Nurse Ratchet was coming up. So either which way, there's an Emperor and Empress, which can be grandparents or parents who are sick or ill and need caring, and maybe the family can no longer care for them. It's just too much for them by themselves to do it, so they're admitting them to a nursing facility, or just being cared for by unhappy with the person who's caring for them. Worth waiting for, and very soon come up here for the twins. And the Knight of Swords reversed, giving up, pulling hairs, or no longer maybe splitting hairs, or perhaps treating people roughly. But the King of Swords reversed, giving up, pulling on hair, or no longer watching porn or home sex videos, like cutting that out, or just holding their tongue and no longer lashing out, so not being verbally abusive. Surrendering to new home or move, or no more swinging or sex on the swing, or swingers, nightmare, suffering in silence, stressed out, or having nightmares, perhaps with a black cat. And the Emperor reversed, no longer in control, no more circle of trust, or black cat tripping him up. Remembering past lives perhaps, and codes of arms, and their empire had been taken over, falling like a house of cards in a collapse. No one he can trust. So this whole experience may be bringing up energies for the Divine Masculine of their previous empires collapsing, and their wounds about that stuff, that all of a sudden there's no one they can trust, where everyone did what they said before, and now all of a sudden no one will do what they said, and they don't know who to trust. Perseverance comes up, which is number 4, which is the Emperor. And beneath that, communications, 33, the Christ vibration, standing up for yourself. The Emperor reversed, disabled, without work or refusing to move, Stubborn or lazy bull may be coming up as well at 914. 94 was the number of that asteroid that came up earlier. So at 914, which is the Hermit and the Temperance, or the angels, that higher love, workplace undercover. And this stubborn or lazy bull could be seen that way, but that doesn't mean they are. Maybe they're just being still and meditating or resting themselves because they need it. The workplace undercover, or renovation or closed, dealing with triumph, but also out in the cold at the same time. The Knight of Cups reversed, justice. So that could be someone who's jealous, insincere, moody, or just feeling rejected. But justice of the Queen of Cups upright and the Ten of Cups reversed, which is the ending of an emotional cycle or a very unhappy family or lack of emotional fulfillment. The Knight of Cups reversed is jealous, moody, insincere, or unloving. Libra, or justice, with the Queen of Cups upright in the end of an unhappy family or emotionally unfulfilled cycle. At 916, which is the Hermit and the Tower, or there could be a situation where Cinderella has arrived at the ball, but no one is there, all dressed up with nowhere to go. Blind justice, or a fall on the steps, or a divorce between the Knight of Cups reversed and the Queen of Cups upright, or Knight of Cups reversed is fighting for divorce to get to the Queen of Cups, who's longing and emotionally unfulfilled without him. The Ten of Cups reversed, the Two of Cups upright, and the Nine of Cups reversed, and the Hierophant reversed, and the Emperor reversed, all here, and need to persevere. An unhappy family or emotional cycle so over in a partnership, dissatisfaction, not getting their wish. With Hierophant, Taurus, religion or establishment, with the Emperor reversed, out of control, abusing his power, or in ego death and stepping down, needing to persevere. Perhaps he lost his job, or disabled, or people went on strike. But again, this could be an uprising against them if they're in the lead as an emperor, because this is about their past lives and facing their fears of their empires collapsing again. And the word collapse has been coming up a lot here. So the recent past here is the Six of Wands reversed, failing, under the radar, working too hard to recover financial losses, post-war, dealing with the virus, PTSD, healing and forgiving, breakup or no affection, and reaping rewards of daydreaming and just being still with no movement. Post a sudden event, epiphany, and or energetic exchange, which can be the sexual energy between the masculine and feminine, with the Empress reversed and the Page of Pentacles reversed, which also can be a mother and child, both reversed in lack, suffering in silence, or never learning their lesson, or stressed out and needing help. The foundation here is the Tower reversed. At work, seeing synchronicities, options, heaven in their eyes, of the Knight of Cups reversed, impatient fallen angel, or Sagittarius reversed, injustice, or Libra reversed, Queen of Cups reversed. And the Tower reversed has to do with either resisting the sudden changes, or in the aftermath of these events, no longer patient, and perhaps it's not fair to the Queen of Cups reversed, connected to the Knight of Cups reversed, or not fair to the kids. Or they're just kids missing each other, or the twins missing each other, with Scorpio reversed, Sag reversed, and Libra reversed here. The central energy of the Knight of Cups reversed, jealous, moody, insincere, or feeling rejected, unloving, and reaping rewards of the Seven of Pentacles, and offering one big one, Pentacle, to the one who's been suffering in silence, a hostage, in prison, or dealing with anxiety, or stress, or fear, and perhaps bailing them out. The Page of Pentacles reversed, in need of help, money, or opportunity, or just never learns their lesson. So this could be a child who got in trouble, and you have to bail them out, whether it's prison or something else you had to bail them out of. But it also can be an adult who's acting like a child. Can't get something off the ground. This Page of Pentacles reversed, grounding and integrating boredom or apathy, or an offer of love, or being an opportunist, or just depressed. Scorpio reversed and Aquarius reversed here. The challenge being here for the twins is the wounded warrior in surrender, after fighting to come together in joy, with the High Priestess, soulmate, or Viking princess, or silent secret partner, holding their tongue and or lashing out under the radar or from need of attention. A negative past, kids, or the past returning now, regarding deception, or Pisces upright and Cancer reversed, and or an energetic exchange with the Ten of Cups reversed, unhappy family or ending of cycle, or an energetic exchange that's no longer enough, it's no longer satisfying, and now choosing a new path, the twin flame path. Healing from being hung out to dry and letting one of two lovers go, perhaps, or could be two lovers go, perhaps, or they're dealing with difficult children and or troubled teens. At 942 is the Hermit and the Two of Cups, where the King of Pentacles reversed is unable to save a fallen angel, and that can be a child who's been having difficulties, or a Sagittarius reversed, healing from heartbreak and or separation. Perhaps of a marriage, Taurus, religion, establishment, now with clarity or new information that came in about the King of Pentacles reversed, not speaking, with the Divine Feminine in the 5D standing up for herself, or the King of Pentacles reversed with the World upside down and he's standing up for himself. And the movie I watched last night, by the way, was called The Impossible. Actually, that was a good movie. It was about a tidal wave. So now crowning here for the twins is the Five of Pentacles reversed, recovering from separation and frustration and lack of inspiration of the Page of Wands reversed, perhaps a child with issues, after a sudden event, an epiphany or orgasm at night, or with Cancer upright and Capricorn reversed, emotionally unfulfilled or ending an emotional cycle. The Nine of Pentacles reversed is that Sovereign reversed, powerless or hanging out with dependent, or kids overspending. That could be a big purchase as well. The Six of Pentacles upright, perhaps overgiving, and the Queen of Pentacles reversed could be overgiving to the King of Swords upright or vice versa in an unstable home with the Queen of Wands reversed and the King of Cups upright. The Queen of Cups reversed, Cancer, or deception and or depression, clearly detoxing chaos and unable to find the right words or way to express their love or emotions of the Page of Cups here, or express their feelings properly, deliberating betrayal or not heeding the call, the need to swallow their pride, or two couples living in the same house are unstable, the Queen of Pentacles reversed and the King of Swords upright, and the Queen of Wands reversed with the King of Cups upright. So this could be two grown couples living in the same house, which isn't working out. And the Queen of Cups reversed here is left out in deception and chaos with the Page of Cups reversed, not hearing the call, and or an ultimate betrayal. Cancer reversed, Capricorn reversed, and Aquarius reversed all here. Perhaps Sagittarius, Taurus, and Gemini too, upright. And soon for the twins is the Six of Swords reversed, right? With in a need for a peaceful place to go because they don't have any peace. Under the radar, feeling dumped, purging, or overwhelmed. Perhaps this is just because of the general energies of negativity that are coming up in the collective consciousness right now. The Ten of Pentacles, family, business, or community. Getting over loss, regret after the disaster, detoxing chaos, feeling burned or drained, and lovers reversed in a breakup and or without peace, or just a lack of affection here, with Scorpio reversed, Capricorn reversed, and Aquarius reversed. So again, if it's not a breakup in a relationship, it could be a break away from a family or just having a tough time with your kids, you know. So, and they can be friends as well. But the twin flames are seeing themselves here as abundance reversed, the Empress reversed, in surrender to juggling, betrayal, or a Cancer, or ending pain in a bold move forward, perhaps feeling insecure, but also present at the same time. Deception, honeymoon, express your love, and chemistry all come up for the twins, and around them or how they're seen is the Shadow card reversed, either the culmination of the codependency or addiction, and then the going into the rehab or detox, detoxing foolish behavior, or detoxing from an accident or fall. That could be a fall from grace as well. Letting go to repair in a split or divide, or dealing with lies or BS, or just a need for clarity in general. Standing up or pushed off a cliff, the world upside down with death, dark night, and transition portal to go through. With Aries reversed, Pisces reversed, Capricorn reversed, and Scorpio upright here at 1135, which is justice and the wounded warrior in surrender. At 1139, which is then 39 of the Knight of Cups, and Aries took a fall or was pushed by Capricorn reversed to their limit, or Pisces reversed, or Divine Feminine, the 5D, letting go and allowing, floating on air. Dark night over a split. So that could be the divine masculine over a split. And the block here for the twins is the Ace of Swords reversed. No more games or spoiled child. No more choking, not following through or not being brave enough, being too scared to come together. Manifestation comes up here for the twins, but even more so financial discipline, following your dreams, and health. No longer nostalgic or reminiscing about all business relationship, perhaps due to the fact that now they're glued to the TV or perhaps to YouTube and watching videos, or just what's going on with everything in the world. Deception or new moon on 11/14, or recovering. So the new moon is 11/14, or recovering by getting up before dawn. And you notice we were talking about dawn, right? The new dawn and aurora. Recovering or getting up before dawn in order to end the pain, with the King of Pentacles reversed. So again, we talked about that with the number 39, 64, 39, the two Knight of Cups on either side, ending the pain in the middle. So the King of Pentacles reversed at 11:46, which is then Justice and the Six of Cups, the children in the garden, and the Divine Feminine, the 5D, fending off others. Cancer reversed, Libra reversed, Pisces reversed, and the Queen of Swords upright, speaking about deception and the downturn, about negative self-talk, perhaps a child with bad dreams, lying, spying, rumors, and watching videos. The Hierophant may be on a quest, perhaps to find the words, or competing with the King of Wands reversed and the King of Pentacles reversed, or after a fight with the King of Wands reversed and the King of Pentacles reversed, being seen by a doctor. Those two were fighting and got hurt, so they're being seen by a doctor or by a counselor, or light being shed on their antics through meditation or psychic awareness or announcements, dreams, or now resting to get better after this. Cancer reversed and Taurus upright, at work aligning with rest and relaxation, perhaps at the beach or on vacation, overwhelmed, dumped, crying or purging, sweating it out, taming the beast, being strong, or Leo or ego is pacifying the beast, whether it's their own inner beast or perhaps it's a pet they're taking care of, or their partner, or taking care of the dog or cat. And the King of Cups upright, Cancer, resting, taking a break, meditating, praying, or in 5D connection with dependent, loss of power, money, independence, or powerlessness in general and injustice. Cancer upright and Libra reversed. And the King of Cups juggling, performing, distracting others from the ups and downs or the upside down world, unable to move on from the Two of Cups connection in the aftermath of sudden events, or resisting sudden changes, in a lack of abundance, or the Empress reversed in lack, which can be a parent or grandparent who's ill or sick or injured. It can be someone who's had a miscarriage. It can be also someone who's just mean, like a dark mother kind of energy or a bad boss. Or someone who's ill, detoxing, chaos, or doing shadow work under the radar. The Knight of Cups reversed, challenged by surrender or no peaceful place to go in a split or divide, recovering from tides of deception or new moon, commitment to align with rest, connection to self, and purging emotions of overwhelm, being pushed to their emotional limit. And you may just feel that way by the energies coming in. If you're empathic, you're processing, you're transmuting those energies, not just of yourself and your twin, but of the collective as well. So remember that we're good. Everything's good. The dark is being seen because of all the light that's coming in. So that's a positive. So of course you're going to see more and more dark as more and more light comes in, which is the point. The Two of Cups upright in a hidden connection, unfulfilled, in the aftermath or after a shock of the Knight of Cups reversed, jealousy, moodiness, insincerity, being unloving, and recovering from exile, destitution, and injury or illness, and challenged by the surrender of the wounded warrior, with perhaps an ill mother or wife, boss in lack, or lack mentality and no peace of the people around them, detoxing chaos and split due to deception of a marriage, Taurus, religion or establishment, or perhaps feeling deception by guides, perhaps watching someone who's not of the light, or working with crystals on break and purging and sweating it out. So this is what was coming up from the read that I did last night. And I'm going to pull a Scooby-Doo card for you guys, energy deck, and we'll probably do the Journey of Love again today too. It was just 4004. So there you're 40 of the Page of Cups, which is that innocent, beautiful, unconditional love. And then the 4 of the Emperor. So it references the, the man in control and his inner child without any control, with no need for control. And those are the two sides, the two ultimate sides, right? The one of extreme power and taking care of others, and then the one of no power, of complete innocence and pure love. And they're both forms of love, but we're coming to the point where we don't need to be controlled by other people. We need to be following our own inner guidance as opposed to those of the establishments and people around us who deem themselves as above you. Now, of course, you're always going to learn from other people who may have information that you don't have. That's not the same thing as being controlled by others, perhaps working for others who aren't kind to you. So, anything that's abusive and neglective is not serving yourself. It's not loving yourself if you allow that to happen. So let's see what Scooby-Doo here says. All right, we've got Scooby-Doo. It's like he's peeking up over the couch, like this. Ooh, hello. Okay. So here today, you're able to extend your hand because your energy may be getting better. Yesterday, the past couple of days, there's been some intense energy. But it's obviously lightening up. Someone's extending their hand to offer help. And that's the 5 of Swords. So that's like the 5 of Swords. So the 5 of Swords, the one who stands in their truth no matter what. If you want my hand, you can have it. But if you don't like my hand, well, then you need to walk away because I don't care. I'm going to be me no matter what you say. I like me the way I am. And I love that his energy in this card is really well balanced, right? It's not too excited. It's not too stressed the other way. He's just right. And then we have the 3 of Swords there, but it's upside down. So this is the healing, right? So remember, this is coming up as the 3 of Swords. So the separation comes when you go into polarity. And even when it's great excitement, it's still polarity, right? It's going to push you down to the other end of the spectrum. You don't want to be in this energy of like, yes, right? It's like tempering that more to the middle so that you don't swing both ways, right? So this is saying you're healing that. You're healing and forgiving others and being yourself no matter what. Being in your truth. It's not that you can't be excited about something, but remember that excitement is also the same energy as anxiety. So you have to be very present to what you're feeling and the perspective of that feeling as well. The bottom of the deck is the King of Pentacles, which is like that same card, but in Pentacles. So again, this would be juggling everything. Like, I can bring home the bacon and fry it up in a pan, right? This is doing everything on one leg. You don't need to do that, right? The King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles needs to let go of that kind of power and control over others, thinking that they can't do it for themselves. It's about teaching them to do it for themselves, but not actually doing it for themselves. So it's like letting go of some of their control. They don't need to do all that, and it's actually not serving them. It's hurting them, and it's going to shorten their life because they're going to be stressed out all the time, taking care of everybody else and not taking care of themselves. So it may be clarifying why the King of Pentacles in this read is reversed. Not that it's being a negative thing. It's because he's been doing too much for others and he needs to step down from that and allow others to do it. And he could be taking a hit financially doing that, but it's for his best and his happiness as well. So let's see what the energy cards have to say. So for everybody watching, for the best and highest good of all is concerned, what do we need to know? What do we need to learn? What's our takeaway from this read, from the energy cards? Let's clear all auric layers and chakra layers, grounding and galactic cords. Mother, Father, Christus, Sophia, God, Creator, Source, Love. Armor us all with your love. Let's clear all this negative energy from all those auric and chakra layers, grounding and galactic cords, across all dimensions of time, space, matter, and realities for the highest good of all is concerned, and fill that empty space with only beautiful divine love and diamond crystalline light, and so it is. All right, so what is our takeaway from this read today? We have the temple path. Okay. And this is like the Garden of Prayer from Thomas Kincaid. 12 is the hanged man, and he was probably felt very much as hung out to dry with people saying very mean things about his artwork, which brought a lot of joy to many, many people because it was of light. And here is action of the 17 of the star and the merging of the polarities, the dark and the light, and then taking action. So not when they're far apart, but when they're merged close enough together, then it's time to take action together after following the path and taking the steps to the work of light. So that's why Thomas Kincaid was coming up, because he was a painter of light. And then we have cornucopia, and then Thanksgiving, and giving thanks every day, which is the 11 of justice, which is truth and balance. This is dreams come true of the star, shining your light and healing yourself, healing others, and being wise with the 12, hanging out and seeing new perspectives, and then finding inspiration, and then only then going forward. Okay, so this is really beautiful energy. Merging together to come together for Thanksgiving. And then we have the envy, which of course you know this energy is going to show up at the Thanksgiving table. So to be aware of that, the 20. And remember that you're being present with love and forgiveness and not feeding into that negative. No matter how much negative they give to you, give them that much back in love and forgiveness, right? Don't allow them to trigger you or take your power. So you're just being reminded that on Thanksgiving, because here's the magician in the mirror as well, right? This could be very much that emperor and empress who are reversed, right? The dark mother energy on Thanksgiving, and the father who he's there in his pajamas saying, what? You don't like my outfit? Right? Triggering the mother who doesn't think he's dressed appropriately, but who cares. Allow each person to be their own self. And this is coming up very much around Thanksgiving and family expectations of each other. This is the Knight of Swords, which came up reversed, right? The need to hold their tongue so she doesn't get pissed off at him. And the 20 of the Judgment. That it's not about judging others, it's only making your own decisions. It's not your right to make his decision for him. And then we have rest and rejuvenation of the 19 and the sun, bringing yourself back to the present moment. The bottom of the deck is the broken heart, the 9. So this has to do with the separation. But remember, in order for the heart to grow and expand, just like the Grinch 3 times that day, it has to crack in order for it to grow bigger and then re-heal again, which is the process you've been going through. This is the 9 of the broken heart, the expansion. And beneath that's the 38 of the Queen of Cups. And the 4th chakra, the heart chakra, Archangel Raphael, which has to do with physical healing. So going through a physical healing cycle with the Queen of Cups and her broken heart, because she's very much representative of the one with the broken heart when she's reversed, or longing for her other because she's sad without them. And from the, let's see, the Romance Angels card. Not the Romance Angels, the Journey of Love. Let's just do one card for this. I think I'm going to start doing the 12 signs today too. So Scorpio will be first because we're still in Scorpio, in case you're interested. And of course, if you want a personal reading with me, all my information is below, or my website, twinflames3344.com. And also, especially with the Twin Flame videos, if you like the content, make sure to share as much as you can. And this 12 signs too, because that's more of a light, casual, fun thing for everybody to enjoy. It's not just for the twins. So let's see what the Journey of Love says here. Whoops. Well, that was kind of a cluster F. Let's see here. All right, there we go. That one went flying out. There we go. The Woman of Light, 49, which is the 9 of Cups, the Get Your Wish card. And there's that light streaming in, which we're dealing with now as we come upon the 12/21, 2020, big event. There's all that light shining into the divine feminine. She takes the light in and she sends it to the masculine. The 49 is the Get Your Wish, being happy with self. This one also wants to be seen again. God speaks. That came up yesterday too with the 33 of the Christ vibration. And the standing up for yourself. And then she loves with the 61. 61. Take a risk. She loves. The bottom of the deck is let the feminine lead the way. So again, this is all about the feminine energy. The 39 of the Knight of Cups, right? Being love. So the feminines are all out there in droves being love, the Knight of Cups. Let the feminine lead the way. That came up the other day as well. So let's read. I don't think I'm going to read God Speaks again because I just read that one yesterday, the day before. So we'll do the Woman of Light, 49, which is the first card. And then maybe I'll do She Loves as well. 49, Woman of Light. Pure is my joy, my celebration. I know the divine to be eternal. There is no limit to my peace, to my pleasure, as I rise and rise and rise again. Capable am I of receiving the light, of accepting the next level of illumination. I am sacred flesh coming to light. I am the walking temple, the living goddess, she who shines with truth. I come to you now. I am one with you now. I am the awakened one and the awakener. This oracle brings you guidance that you are to be witness to the presence of an awakened being, either within your own self as part of your spiritual destiny or in the form of a beloved other. An awakened one is in your midst or soon will be. Receive the blessing that emanates from such a being, for to behold one is a gracious spiritual gift that will lift you to the next step of your path. If you have trouble discerning the true presence of an awakened teacher in your midst, or even in your own being, remember that nothing is asked from you by such awakened ones, but loving devotion so that they may serve the awakening of all living beings. It requires much karmic grace to be granted immediate access to an awakened being, even more to become such a living light. Take delight. The poem reads, I asked God for a deepening of my love without realizing that the deeper I was willing to go, the more it involved letting go of any part of myself that wanted to love and still be safe. In surrender to the possible lay the greatest potential for love, as levels before unknown, like a cistern that holds the nectar of life and gives its precious fluid, only to be filled again with nature's flow. Such knowingness is a gift, for if you can embrace the blessing, you can live without question, relaxing and replenishing with each breath and each kiss, always whole. Okay, so that was really important for you guys. And this is all as we are coming into this event on 12/21. We also have the lunar eclipse coming up on the 29th. The new moon, I believe, is on the 14th on the East Coast here. And remember, it's the 29th of the lunar eclipse starts Advent, the second coming, as we build up towards the event on the 21st, and of course Christmas as well. But it's really not about Christianity. It has to do with the 21st and the solstice. So we're going to read the other one too, which is 61. She loves. Forgiveness is here for you now, and can you partake of it? Forgiveness for your own self, for the times you messed up, that you didn't love, you forgot to trust, you tried to take over and decided against surrender. Forgiveness is here for you now, for the times when you couldn't forgive another, even if you really tried and really wanted to. She loves. As my voice is cracking, she is here for you now. Open your heart to the angel goddess of forgiveness and let her fill your heart. You are free. This oracle brings you a message from the divine. You are forgiven. You are worthy of forgiveness, and you're capable of great spiritual generosity in forgiving others. If there is a person you can't forgive, you're really just not forgiving yourself, perhaps for being vulnerable, for not knowing better, or for not listening to your own intuition. It's time to let that go and allow the forgiveness that the divine has for you to fill your heart. You are free now. You just need to realize it. And the poem simply states, the cherry blossom knows when to bloom each year and never questions whether its beauty is enough. There is peace in knowing you always bloom well, yet man spends a lifetime in wonder. So again, it's the surrender of knowing that you're always enough in every moment. There's nothing you need to do or be that's more than what you are right in this moment. And it's okay to forgive. Because ultimately, when you're upset with someone else, it's someone that you want love from, because otherwise you wouldn't be upset with them. And so just like when you're in an argument with your kids, you realize that something that was so important to you to be right about, the next day is not significant at all to you. So let yourself just let go and just be, and be okay with all that is. And even when you do get upset, to forgive and allow yourself to be human as well. All right, guys. Make sure you drink your water, get your rest, get your joy, get your nature, be good to yourselves. And as always, rise and be loved. Talk to you soon. Bye.